Hey you guys, so everyone's heard of depression, right? Everyone and their grandmother, like, underestimates depression. If you don't personally have it, you think you being sad over a cupcake, you know, that's depression. It's not. Being sad is an understatement for depression. I have friends that have depression. I have conquered depression some, and, always have my days, but some are better than others, that's definitely for sure. That's another thing. Depression doesn't last for a minute, 2 minutes. It can last for weeks, upon months. Depression makes you feel like you're dying. Honestly, it really does. Um, Whenever I was about 13, I was happy. I was very happy on the outside. But on the inside, it was like I couldn't breathe. I was miserable. And no one understood why. And I couldn't even understand it myself, honestly. I went and got some help. And, they told me, they were like, well, maybe we need to put you on some medication. Well, I didn't take my medication. It made me sick, made me drowsy. I hated it. I hated the way it made me feel. And I kind of seeked help from friends, and it helped me just a little bit. And now I am happy. Like I said, I do have my days that are bad, really, really bad, for no reason. I can have an awesome day and be smiling and happy, and anything can just trigger it. It's not like, oh, she's faking or something. You can't judge someone on that. You can't judge someone on if they have depression or not. A lot of people are saying, oh, I have depression. No, you probably don't. A lot of people that are depressed don't admit it, or people who say they are depressed, they are not depressed. Half of it, honestly. Everyone does have depression differently. They face it different ways. They cope with it different ways. Some take medication, some of them handle it in their own way by, expressing to family or something. People that are between the ages of 15 and 28 actually have the highest risk of developing depression, and they don't even know it. Suicide rates have went up tremendously in the past 2 years alone. About a good 70% are mostly teenagers and people that are below 23. And that's scary. I'm 19, and, I battle from depression, and it amazes me how many people do commit suicide or do commit self-harm just because of what they're going through, and no one understands. I believe people really need to educate themselves more about depression. Depression isn't something to joke about, people. It really isn't. People are using it as a, trend. I've seen that on Facebook so much right now, and I can't hardly get on Facebook because of it. It's really kind of heartbreaking, and it's not fair to people who actually have the illness. Depression is an illness. If you look it up, it's clear as can be that's what it is. You really need to educate yourself before you go on saying, oh, well, I have depression. No, you're probably just sad because you didn't get a candy bar. You break up with someone, you don't develop depression from it, or at least I've never have. Yeah, you may be sad, you may cry for a few days or something, but you really don't understand what depression can do to a person. Some people don't realize or understand how depression is developed. It can be brought on by friends, family, work, school, you name it, anything. I mean, literally. A lot of people don't understand that depression is an illness. I said that before. It is an illness, people. It's not a joke. It is not something to be like, ooh, I have depression. If you have it, please take mine away from me. It's horrible. It really is. I've had friends that have talked to me about, a lot of self-harm to themselves, and I mean, I have no idea what to say to them. I'm in my own bubble like myself. I really am. I'm in my own bubble. I'm in my own world with this illness, and it's really sad to know that someone jokes about it all the time on social media or to other people. You don't know what someone has, and you don't know what someone's facing, so please don't, joke about stuff like this. And take it serious, educate yourselves. Don't base it on something you read on it, like on the internet, on Facebook or on Tumblr or on Twitter or anything. Actually educate yourself on depression or on any illness at all. They're really overlooked anymore. Educate yourself before you judge somebody on an illness or anything.